Americans coming over here being nasty, doing nasty things, and being bad to the locals. Now, let me flip the script, okay?
Before anything else, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for choosing to watch my videos. Out of all the videos you've selected mine, definitely I do not take that for granted. Like Musa Mupenda Jaba, there's a person called Musa Mupenda Jaba. That person loves taking things for granted. I am not one of those people, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and of course these are black Americans. These are black Americans. Some of them are Jamaicans, but majority of them are black Americans that came to Africa and immediately they left. They came to Africa and immediately they left. Some of them did not have really good experiences when they came to Africa, and they are putting out everything here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for instance, there's one lady that says that when she came to Africa, she got overpriced. She got overpriced for almost everything. It was in Ghana. She's complaining about Ghana. You know, Ghana offered free visa for all black Americans, but again, when she came to Ghana, she's realizing, oh, this free visa that we are being offered is not even really free, because there are other things that I have to pay for. There are other expenses that I am forced to pay for, ladies and gentlemen. So let me share these things. Let me share these clips here so that we can all see what they're talking about. Then I'll come back to react after this.
Let's talk about the fact that we get abused over here too. The thing about Ghana is stop crying victim. Stop crying victim, because y'all cheat us out of a lot of stuff. Y'all invited us to come home, which by the thousands we did. We came running to Ghana. People sold their homes, moved out of their apartments, sold everything. Some people packed up containers and moved over here just to get over here and realize this is not our home. Y'all call us foreigners. Ghanaians call us that. We didn't make that word up. We didn't start calling ourselves that. We don't know that that's what y'all call the white people and the Chinese, because we're not around them. But we know that that's what y'all call us. I ain't never heard the word before, Toby, till I came to Ghana. Okay. Y'all invite us home. Let's talk about what y'all do to us. Starting from the fucking before we get to the airport, we gotta have a visa that we pay for to even enter our home. We pay all this money for passports and visas to get here. We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 because I only had hundreds, because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? I said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said, $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart? He don't know this is like my 5th time coming through the airport. I have never seen nowhere in any country or state where people have openly. It says $60 for foreigners, $30 for locals, okay? You go to Cocoon Park, and I don't remember the price. Let's say $200 for foreigners, because that's what y'all call us, $40 for locals. You go to the castle, it's $60 for foreigners, $10 for locals. I ain't never seen that nowhere. We don't went nowhere in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada where it said you pay, if you a local, if you're from here, you pay $1 for a Coca-Cola, but if you're a foreigner, you pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. I ain't never seen that nowhere except Ghana. Nobody in the airport has ever asked me for no money for nothing. I have only seen that in Ghana. Now let's talk about the fact that y'all welcomed us home and how this process looks to me. According to y'all, the ones of us that were stolen, so let's talk about the process of coming home. We got stolen from our mother, our birth mother and father. 20 years later, we're probably 26 years old now. Our mother finds us and she said, baby, y'all come home. I miss you. Come back home. Get out them streets where they don't love you at and come home. So we drive, take a taxi, however we get to our mother's address. We get there. But before she let us come to the door, she says, oh, welcome home. But before you come in, can you pay me $300 to enter the door? That's the visa to come home. So, okay, we happy to be home. So we paid $300 to our mother to step foot in her house because we're excited to be home to the motherland, okay? We get in there, and now it's dinner time. And she has plates on the table for the kids that grew up in the house, and she has a plate on the table for me and my sister who was stolen years ago. And she says, oh, my daughters, because you didn't grow up here, my children get to eat free that grew up here, but because you were stolen and you're just coming back, I have to charge you $20 for a plate. So me and my sister, we're so happy to be home. We're confused. We pay her $20 for a plate. Okay, that's the cocoon shit. That's y'all giving us different prices for shit. Okay, now we're at our mother's house and we're enjoying being there. We see something's a little weird, but we enjoy being back home with our mother. We decide we want to stay, and she goes, oh, you want to stay a little longer? You're gonna have to pay me $1,000 every year to stay here. That's the residency. Now we're paying her for residency, even though she invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay? Now we pay the residency, and then we decide, you know what, we want to get on the birth certificate. We kind of like it here. It's a little weird, but we comfortable enough to stay here. And she tells us, oh, in order for you to stay here, I have to put my name on your birth certificate. That's going to be $3,000. Please, and then I will put your name on the birth certificate and you will become a family member. That's the citizenship. That's the citizenship. So how are we home if we got to pay y'all? Why aren't the visas free? If this is home, why don't you make this visa free for us? If this is home, why do we have to pay to be a resident? If this is home, why isn't our citizenship automatically given to us?
You know, it's okay if you pack up from foreign and go back to your yard. It's okay. It's okay if you've migrated and you decide that this is not working out. I am going back to Jamaica. Nothing is wrong with that. And we need to normalize people doing that instead of staying in a foreign country and suffer. It makes no sense for us to stay in a foreign country if we're not doing well. And doing well doesn't necessarily mean that you have a house, you have a car, you have a good job. Doing well also means that you're not coping mentally. You're just not happy. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you're around. You're not happy. Now, the other day, somebody told me that, you know, somebody that we both know, that person decided to go back home. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if you're really not happy here, if you're not getting the kind of job that you want, you come to Canada and you just realize it doesn't matter what you try, it doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have. You've gotten certified here in Canada, you have your qualification from back home in Jamaica. Listen, sometimes we have master's degrees and we can't get a good job over here. If you realize that you're not getting back to the status after 4 years, 5 years, the kind of lifestyle that you used to live in Jamaica, you're not able to do that in Canada or the United States, go back home. A lot of us come here and we leave house, we leave car, we left good jobs. Our kids were in private schools, the best of the best in Jamaica, and we come here and we're just not getting that standard of living. Even though you might have a job, you might, be able to buy a house, but that standard of living that you had in Jamaica, that good job where that made you feel like, oh, you're actually meeting your targets and meeting your goals in terms of, your career. You have to start all over from scratch. And sometimes even after 4 or 5 years, you're still not there. Let's normalize saying, you know what? There's no shame in it. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go back to my home country because this is not working out. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Pack up and just go back home. Nothing wrong with it. So pack up and come back home.
First thing that I didn't like is the immigration process. When I went to Tanzania, I already imprinted it in my brain that you're allowed to, from the research that I've done, that you're allowed to have 3 months there and then get extensions, which is a 30-day extension. It's supposed to be 2 30-day extensions for free. But Once I got to the immigration, they had us wait there for 5 hours after telling us they could give us that time period, and we only got 2 weeks. After waiting 5 hours, we got a 2-week extension. So I had to maneuver myself from there, and it was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears because I was just like, it was just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it's just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here. You know, for whatever reason, whatever judgment they had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there. You know, and that's just the honest truth, you guys. Like, they were laughing at me while I was crying. Like, it was just not funny. Maybe it was just the immigration officers that I dealt with, but it was just like, oh, okay, yeah. So that was like one of the first negative experiences for me there. But yeah, I thought I could, stay there a little bit longer just to feel it out. Now, let me tell you guys, I never, ever, ever had I had no expectations with coming to Africa. Like I told you guys, I had plans to move to Ghana. They changed their rules. I don't like how the president moves. So I decided to come over to go to Tanzania. The immigration, like, to have to leave every 3 months. I know this before going to Tanzania because it's everywhere. It's listed everywhere. But what I didn't take it to was the expense that it would be to travel from country to country. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cheaper, but clearly it wasn't. I just never fit in, and I've been me all my life. This is me, and I'm always changing and growing, but who I am at the core, I can't change. So if I can't vibe with the culture and I feel judged by the culture half the time, it's just not going to work long term for me. So that's one of the bigger reasons why I left too. Most of the expats were couples or males. So I met a guy, he was there from Europe. He had a business in Europe, but he lived in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Come to find out, like, he was like bragging about how, he can get certain favors from a girl in the community for little to nothing. And I don't need sexual favors, but he was just bragging. And that's what he kind of like hinted at, but I didn't want to assume. But, I think guys sometimes come to exploit, white and black guys come there to exploit the community if, they know like they can get a lot for little to nothing, from whether it's company, sex, whatever, like they know this. So they go there to sometimes exploit. So being that I met some cool expats that were males too. That right there was like a big, I don't fit, but I want to connect with like-minded people, and I also want to connect with the African culture and the African people, but because there was that language barrier, I couldn't connect with any of the Tanzanian people, and I'm sure that stopped me from meeting a bunch of good people, but I couldn't connect. So this was like a thing for me that I was just like, man, like, it sucks. This is a bummer. It took a lot of effort coming to Africa, but I was just like, I just don't see myself happy. I'm not happy. So I didn't know, like, in my mind, I'm like, once I didn't feel welcome, I'm like, when can I escape? Because if you don't feel connected with the people, it's just like, what in the world am I doing here? Like, I vibe with a few Tanzanian people, the ones who spoke English, and I didn't vibe with any of the Diasporans, actually, not from all. So, that's just what it is.
African Americans leaving Africa right now. I think when people migrate to the continent or they leave abroad, as we're seeing in record numbers, more than ever before, I'm not sure if it's new or if social media is giving us these viewpoints, but you come to countries where you find the quality of life much better, but the cost of living not less than what you're used to, and you overextend. You purchase a house or you get an apartment in the most luxurious part of the country. You're dining out every day, multiple times a day. You've got a driver,
You're doing all of these things. And while these things can still be relatively affordable, what I see for the most part is people just doing the most, like getting the most luxurious car, the most luxurious home, the most luxurious furnishings, and essentially they can't afford to not do the work that they were doing in the US to now sustain the life that they've created on the continent. And so, you know, when I first arrived to the continent, I wouldn't say made those mistakes. I have lived, had money, lost money, had money, lost it. So I knew how to live pretty frugally. But I do recommend that when you do migrate, that you enjoy that experience for the short term. And that's like 30 days, you know, celebrate yourself, have fantastic dinners out, stay at a hotel, stay in a fabulous Airbnb. But if this is something that you want to do long term, you need to get yourself on a budget and be financially responsible so that you don't overextend yourself, so that you don't end up having to go back to a country that you so direly want to get out of.
So we already know that Africans and African Americans don't get along. The hate is very evident when you hop online, but that's the thing. When you hop online, I don't see this shit in person at all. Okay, I'm lying a little bit. There will always be somebody that's mean, but that's not what I'm talking about. My point is that the hate is strong.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. It's quite unfortunate to all these bad experiences that the African Americans they have been having with African people, ladies and gentlemen. But let me begin with the last gentleman that has said that in the US he has been told that, you know, Africans do not really love African Americans. He did not believe it until he had his own experience with one of the African people. I just want to put it out there. Not all African people behave the way he thinks they behave. Some of us are exposed. Yes, some of us are exposed, and some of us do not worship other human beings. Some of us do not look at other human beings, and you know what I'm talking about, like gods, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so probably that person that you looked, probably for a very long time, this person or this lady, she has been brainwashed to look some people at a certain way, like they are demigods, like they are gods. You know, when you walk into when you come to Africa and you walk into a typical African home, trust me, you are going to find even even white Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you're going to find white Jesus. So imagine, yeah, that's the kind of brainwash that some of these African people go through. Okay, so when they come to the US, okay, and when they see the person that, you know, resembles the one in the chat, they see someone resembling Jesus, guess what, they're going to worship this person. But not all of us, you know, think like that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and of course there are also some people, some Africans who have been brainwashed again to, you know, to believe, they have been made to believe that that all the African Americans are criminals, they are gangsters and all that. Maybe probably it's due to the movies that they have been subjected to, you know, even when it is very far from the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but majority of us who are well exposed, who are well learned, and who know what they came to do on this earth, we do not look at things that way. Okay, and of course, most importantly, when you come to Africa, to, you know, Jamaicans or Caribbeans or Black Americans, you know, there are some instances where you are going to be overpriced. Okay, how do I prevent this? I don't know how else to prevent this, but it's common, it's normal, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, even in the Caribbean, okay, once somebody noticed that you're a foreigner, definitely you're going to be overpriced. Morally, that is not right. It is not good, even though it's capitalism and everything, but morally it's not good. Okay, yeah, like for instance, what the first lady, the Black American lady, she's complaining. When she came to Ghana, she was getting overpriced. I don't know, it's being greedy. You know, it's very bad. This act of being greedy, it's high time that people should stop being greedy. This thing of being greedy is not good at all. Okay, why are you overpricing someone? You just assume, oh, this is a Black American, now this is my time to overprice this particular person. That's really, really wrong. Okay, those are some of the things that you're going to notice, ladies and gentlemen. But overall, Africa is a very nice place. It's a very cool and very beautiful place. The land here is You can buy land here, you can invest, especially here in Kenya. Kenya is the capital city of Africa. That is what I always say. It's the best, fast growing countries in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Especially Nairobi. Land here is very cheap. Trust me, land here is very, very cheap. And guess what? A foreigner can also own land here. They can buy and invest here. We are the best country so far, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking to travel to a country without having any problems of primitivity or anything, or lack of exposure, that is Kenya. Kenya is there for you. Kenya got you. Okay. Yeah, but to the last African American gentleman, it's quite unfortunate that some people reason that way. Yeah, some people see African Americans differently. Maybe it's because of the videos that they have been watching. Maybe it's because they have been brainwashed. They have been brainwashed. Palm-skinned people need to be worshipped. Palm-skinned people look like Jesus. Yeah. That is what happens when you come to Africa and you walk into a typical African home. You're going to see white Jesus in their chats. Like, what the hell? Anyway, thank you so much for watching my videos up to this point, and subscribe and share this video far and wide. Okay, and most importantly, I'm wishing Jamaican people all the best, and I know Jamaica is going to return back to its initial position, or even much better position than it was, ladies and gentlemen. That is something that I keep praying on. I keep praying on Jamaica. Everyone to please pray for Jamaican people, yeah, because Jamaican people are nice people. I see them as our very own black liberators. We do not have any other black liberators. We do not have any other black missionaries other than Jamaican people, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know this is a trying time. Hurricane Melissa is not easy, but I know at certain point in life, Jamaicans, they are going to pass through this successfully. They are going to regain their initial position, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my videos up to this point, and share far and wide, and see you again in my next video.